everybody. Today's review is going to be one of the most complex, sophisticated, quality fragrances on the designer end of things. And I'm talking about Chanel's original Egoiste, released in 1990. So there are a few bottle sizes that you can find. Chanel offers this only online. Unless, of course, you're over in Europe or Asia or anywhere but America, it seems. In America, this fragrance is not available unless you go to a Chanel counter. It's not at Macy's, it's not at Sephora, Lord & Taylor, none of those places. So you can get the 50 ml or the 100 ml, and they'll run you anywhere between $70 and $120 shipped. I do know that Strawberry Net does provide Egoiste. You can buy it there. It's a little bit more expensive than if you were to just go through the Chanel website, but they do offer it. In any case, let's get to the presentation. Here is the box. It's a plain box. CC at the top. And here is the bottle. Chanel Egoiste. Some stuff on the back. The top, CC. And actually, this cap here is supposed to be reminiscent of wood, I think, with the texture you get from it. See how it's. So yeah. Unbelievable. This stuff is unbelievable. So let's talk about the notes. What does this smell like? I've got it dried down for about an hour right here, and I'm going to do an initial spray. You guys can also see the sprayer this way. Sprayer is fantastic on this bottle. When I first spray this on, I get a super bitter, not sweet at all, lavender. And it's paired with citrus, I believe it's tangerine. And it's going to remind a lot of you of like old school fragrances released in like the 60s and 70s in the opening. Yeah. There's also this really weird sandalwood note in this fragrance at the beginning. If you've ever tried Bois de Ile by Chanel, it's part of their Egoiste exclusive line. I'm sure I did not pronounce that right, but it's their sandalwood-based fragrance. If you've tried it, that type of sandalwood is in this fragrance. It almost smells like urine. Now, I know that sounds weird, but it reminds me very much of cat pee. And thank God that feeling goes away in the opening of this fragrance, because otherwise we'd have a stinker. But this thing is magical. So yeah, and it's paired with spices, cinnamon specifically, and cardamom. So as the fragrance progresses, it gets to have a quality of a gourmand, creamy, cinnamon sort of feel mixed with lavender. And it just smells absolutely exquisite to me. Some fragrances that you could compare this to. A Taste of Heaven by Kilian is a lavender gourmand sort of fragrance, and that's what this kind of is to me. And another fragrance, a few of my buddies love fragrance almost as much as me, and they're quite fond and aware of Musc Ravageur. And when I first got this fragrance, my buddy asked me, "Are you wearing Musc Ravageur?" I can see a little bit of a similarity in the mid and dry down, but definitely not in the opening. So yeah, if you like Musc Ravageur, and if you like Taste of Heaven by Kilian, you could definitely give this a shot. This is worth the money. It's quality, and it's going to cost you less. So definitely. So predominantly what I get on my skin throughout the life of the fragrance mostly is a sandalwood, amber, cinnamon, and lavender combination. And it's just stunning. Stunning juice, in my opinion. If I could pick one fragrance from this house, it'd be between these two. I really couldn't tell you which one I would choose over the other. I would probably, to be honest with you, go with this. But this one is slowly creeping its way to like my favorite Chanel as of right now. It's for winter and fall, definitely. It's going to remind you of fall. This very much reminds me of Thanksgiving. Very much. October, leaves are falling, windy, and then apple pie. So I was actually on a journey for a great cinnamon-based fragrance. I wanted cinnamon. I wanted a blast of cinnamon. And everyone was saying Burberry London, blah blah. Burberry London's okay, but this stuff really is blowing my mind. It's just amazing. I've been wearing this for the past month in August because I like it that much. And believe me, this stuff is potent. You need like 2 sprays with this stuff, okay? I'm not sure really about fall and winter. I would imagine that you could do 3 sprays for fall and winter, and that would be plenty. And if you're wearing this in spring and summer, 1, really. I do too because I like being bold and whatever. I don't typically get bashed for wearing fragrances and being a little bit loud with them. It kind of matches my personality. I'm not loud, but I'm very personable, and I like to chat a lot. I like to socialize. So it's okay for me to be able to do that. I think I've never really had any complaints. So 1 spray with this would be perfect for spring and summer if you're in the mood for that type of fragrance, and I would say 3 or 4 for fall and winter. Now, this fragrance very much reminds me of just coziness, being cozy, relaxed, warm. It's just one of those that's going to remind you of a good warm feeling, like home sweet home sort of a feel. And it's just absolutely amazing to me. I really can't get enough of this fragrance. I hope they never discontinue this stuff. So, moving on. There's the original vintage version, which I have not been able to try. There's this, the reformulated version, and there's the cologne concentrate, which I have been able to try. I purchased a 5 ml decant of it, and it's gone. It's gone. I like it better than this reformulated version. Reason being, I get a very distinct dried fruit accord in the beginning and throughout the whole fragrance with the cologne concentrate version. I highly recommend the cologne concentrate version. It's difficult to find. You're going to pay bucks for it. It's not going to be cheap. But if you cannot find it, this is still absolutely amazing. It's just the cologne concentrate version is even better yet. And from what I've heard, the vintage version is better than this as well. I haven't had, like I said, the ability to try it yet, but I will. I promise that. Projection with this stuff is beastly. That's why I'm recommending 1 spray for spring and summer, 3 sprays for fall and winter. You're not going to need much. 1 spray is going to go a long way for the hotter seasons. 3 sprays is going to go a long way for the colder seasons. I would not recommend this for office. I would not recommend this for school, even though I break my own rule. I wear this at the office and at school. But if you're a little bit more shy, don't do it. If you're like me and you don't mind being loud and bold and potentially risking that you're going to get complained about, go for it. Why not? As far as the compliment factor with this fragrance. To be honest with you, this is one for me. This is a fragrance I wear for me, and I don't care what anybody else says. Much like Musk Ravageur, that's a fragrance for me. I don't hardly ever get any compliments for that stuff. I have had a few nice encounters with this. A few different girls, and my girlfriend really likes this too. Sometimes. She doesn't like the opening. I don't care. I love this whole thing all the way through. But it is very much a fragrance for me. It makes me feel more confident. It makes me feel, like I said, cozy, and just in my own little world, I guess. You know, people say dress up with this, but I'm wearing American Eagle t-shirt right now, and I'm wearing it. It's my scent of the day. I'm going to school today, and I have no problem with wearing this anytime, any place, anywhere, because it's one of those that's for me. And I highly recommend you go into any fragrance that's like this complex, thinking that it's going to be just for you. You're not going to be wearing this or Oud 27 or Musk Ravageur for anybody else. I'm sorry. It's for you and only for you. And if you get compliments, then that's great. But just bear that in mind, that fragrance is for you and for you to enjoy. Now, this, on the other hand, is for everybody, because everybody loves this. But, yes, so the age recommendation for this fragrance, for me, I personally say 25 and up. But, like I said, that's all on personal perspective, because I'm 21, and I pull this off just fine. So if you're sophisticated, and you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, whatever, definitely. And if you love cinnamon, definitely check this out, because this is a creamy sandalwood, cinnamon, lavender, and amber fragrance. Although at the beginning it's very much citrus and lavender, after about an hour it calms down to just being the notes that I just listed off. Yes. Yes. This is 2 thumbs up. Vintage, not vintage. This is not the vintage formulation, but it's just got that quality sort of feel that like the old vintage fragrances had. The original Fahrenheit by Christian Dior, Eau Sauvage, those type fragrances, Antaeus, they have this quality feel, even though you might not like them because they're potent and have like a vintage feel to them. This has that quality. Even the reformulated version has that quality. And this is going to last you 10 plus hours. I'm getting like 15 out of this and losing track of where it stops, the scent life stops. But all in all, this is another one of those rock stars that's a 10 out of 10 for me. This could easily, if I had to only wear one fragrance for the rest of my life, I could easily get along with this. I'm hands down one of the best that I've come across, especially on the designer end of things. Yeah, this is great on the niche end of things too. If this were against half of the niche fragrances I've smelled, this one would kick their asses, plain and simple. For the price, for the quality, for the complexity, go Egoiste, okay? That's as simple as that. 10 out of 10 for me. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll talk to you all later.